How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Bleak Faith Forsaken. So, little story time here. This game released on console last week, and honestly, I haven't posted any videos yet because I wanted to go through and see how it was, honestly, first, because I bought this a year ago. So, rewind to that year ago, released on PC. I did really like it. It's a vast interconnected world. It's bridges that line between a Souls-like and an action RPG. However, at that time, it was pretty janky, and unbeknownst to me, was not announced as such, but I believe during that time it was in early access. Now, the other thing that is extremely impressive about this game that I did not realize at that time either is it is developed by 3 people. Now, when you see the scale of this game, it's really going to impress me or impress you. It really impressed me. The interconnectedness of the world is extremely impressive, and like I said, it's just overall really impressive because it's made by 3 people. So fast forward to now, it released on console. I wanted to check it out. I am about 3/4 of the way through my first playthrough, and I have extremely enjoyed it. So I wanted to bring this all to you, do another playthrough, and the plan for this series, now I wasn't planning to do a series in between the end of Deathbound and Black Myth Wukong, but I feel like this game certainly deserves it. I did buy this with my own money, so all my opinions, as always, whether I'm provided a review copy or not, my opinions are my own. So I wanted to, the plan for this series is kind of do a walkthrough style series. It's not certainly not a 100% walkthrough because, again, when you see the vast openness of this world, and loot is hidden very, very well in the world. So to do a 100% playthrough would take a lot. So we are going to, I'm kind of going to give tips and tricks and, what I've learned along the way in my first playthrough so far. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we are going to put a new one here. Call this walkthrough. Oops. Need to erase what was there. Second. Okay. So let's go. Getting into the opening cinematic here. So the story is very opaque, very hard to understand at first. I'm going to tell you what I have kind of gathered from it. So it in that vein, it's very much like a Souls-like, where you don't get much of the story as you're playing, other than, reading item descriptions and stuff like that and talking to NPCs. see a little shiny there. And here we are. Okay, so this world that we're in right now is called the Omnistructure. It is a vast, multi-layered, interconnected world, and the scale of which, like I was saying, yeah, and you can see these big, like manta rays and other creatures like flying through. It is, the scale of the game is just absolutely incredible. So, we have a little tire iron, I believe, to start off with. And let's see, we can go down there to get that shiny, so let us do that. There is a jump button, X, circle dodges, R1 and R2 are, you know, light and heavy attack like we would normally see. I think I can just drop here. Yep. So, trying to map this world out is extremely fun. Lots of interconnectivity, like I said, lots of shortcuts, looping around back to areas and stuff like that, you know, from other ends of the map. So I've been, you know, bear with me in the series. Like I said, it's kind of a walkthrough style. However, this is only my second playthrough, so if I, you know, may forget where loot is, may forget where to go, you know, bear with me. Like I said, it's only the second playthrough, so. Okay, so we can get back up here now and can go grab this loot. So this is what little loot drops look like in the world. They almost look like the purple items in like Elden Ring. So very easy to see. So we got the Ring of Slumber, Mystery Concoction, and a lesser restorative fluid. So as far as the menu goes, we have all our equipment here. This is all, you know, gear that we can put on. Amulet slot, you get scarfs that give you bonuses. You have ring slots, give you bonuses as well. You have your one-handed weapons. You can put a shield there, and then you have your other hand here. These are all for restorative fluids, for like flux, which is your special ability meter, your health, and damage boosts and things like that. And up here is you can set this to just kill yourself or respawn at the what's called the homunculus, which we'll see in a minute. And this is like a kind of like a scanner in the world. So as far as character goes, we have 4 stats we can level up: strength, agility, intelligence, for like what they call a techromancer build, and then constitution, which is your health. So you can see a bit about these as you go over them. So next point into this attribute increases your maximum health, and then the next point into the attribute as well increases stagger resistance. With intelligence, it increases maximum flux, which again is your special ability meter, or your meter that you're going to use to do magic, which would be cool to do a technomancy build. I'll have to play around with that at some point. And next point increases technomancy damage, and damage increase is 80%. The agility affects critical chance, your stamina delay after you deplete it, your movement speed, melee swing speed, range weapon draw speed, and boss resistance to arrows. So, and then of course strength is going to be your weapon damage and increases maximum weight. So there is a weight. You can be over encumbered, but I think that, you know, from my experience, that just kind of affects your movement speed. And like I said, you know, there's tons of other stats here that you can look at as you level up. You'll see these numbers change. So lots of stuff to look at here. This is where like data logs and stuff are gonna be. You can read some lore, which I will explain, you know, kind of what I gathered along the way. There is a crafting system. You can craft your healing items, so it's not like you have an Estus flask that refills on rest. You have your backpack that once you get recipes, you can craft a whole mess of things, as you can see here. And you can certainly see that from the crafting menu as well. So yeah. So let's get going. Now there's going to be a tutorial up here for the combo system, which there is a combo system in the game when you lay down attacks, melee attacks. And basically you have to time your attacks to build up your combo meter. I think there's a display on screen of what your combo count is, but I might be small where I have not seen that. I've seen other people's screens where it's like in the bottom center of the screen, but I have not seen that on my screen, honestly. I think there is a spot here where there's a ladder. I think it's further up. Another piece of loot drop here. So we're getting our, you know, you have bloodborne dodges if you do like a single press, and then you have a roll if you double press. Okay, so we get our first gear. So nothing here, nothing here. Get a jacket, get some pants, and some gloves. And we can put on a shield here. So square holsters your weapon. If you hold square, you switch weapons. If you have a secondary, I think actually I didn't use a shield in my first playthrough. I did initially, briefly. Okay, so yeah, it goes there. So you block. There is a perfect block system, and it shows you your stamina there at the bottom. So you can, at least with weapons, you can. It doesn't appear that you can do that. You can kind of do that with your shield, but where is the ladder that I'm thinking of? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like some stuff down here, or at least a staircase. Yeah, it's an item here. There are some platforming sections, which are certainly interesting. So obviously, with a 3-person development team, here's your homunculus. So you can fast travel to any homunculi that you find throughout the world. And there is no penalty on death. Yeah, I think I missed my ladder. I gotta go back and find it. There's a long ass ladder. The other thing about this game, the music is absolutely fantastic. All the music was done by one guy, and you can find him on YouTube, I believe. His name is Martel. The music is just superb. Where is my ladder? Bear with me here. No, it's on the side somewhere. this all the way back here? Alright, well, I'll look for it after. If I find it, I will point it out. Or I'm just blatantly, completely missing it right now, which that very well could be the case. It was like over here or something. Is it? No. See what I'm talking about? This is gonna bug me too, like where it is. This is gonna happen throughout the series. So I know I went somewhere and then I can't find what I'm looking for. It's gonna bug me. Is that little section there? It's the homunculus. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so you hold. Once you go down the ladder once, there are long ladder shortcuts and stuff like that. Once you go down a ladder once, you can hold it at the bottom or top and go just warp down to the bottom or top. You can slide down ladders at the first version of the game. I don't believe you could do that. So certainly interesting there. Okay, so we got tutorial about the enemies. So holding L1 to block. Successfully blocking attacks costs stamina. Once stamina is depleted, damage is taken from your health points. In order to block, you have to be facing the incoming attack. Perfect block. Initiate a block just before being hit to perform a perfect block. Perfect blocks consume 1/2 the stamina of regular block and prevent all physical damage. A yellow glow on enemy weapons indicates an attack that can be blocked perfectly, while red attacks can't be blocked at all. Quick wheel selection. With the Type B schematic selected, hold the use action to access the quick wheel. From here you can select which action to bind to its corresponding hotkey. With Type B schematic selected, tap use action to use corresponding quick slot. So there you can hold much like Elden Ring, you can hold triangle and bring up another menu for like consumables and stuff like that. So chaining attacks. Properly chaining attacks results in a faster strike that costs less stamina. R1 to chain a light attack into an R2 to chain a heavy attack. The weapon's trail effect indicates the chain window. So basically your weapon glows like kind of white, so to indicate where you can time your weapon properly. So timing your chains correctly results in faster attacks, lower stamina cost, and 25% damage increase. Repeatedly pressing the attack button leads to mistimed chains. Missing the timing won't completely stop the attack chain. Interruptible actions. Most actions such as attacks or healing can be interrupted by other actions like jumping or dodging. Be careful though, as interrupting them early will prevent the action from being performed. So yeah. I have certainly experienced that. So, try and get a perfect block. Actually, help if I have my shield out. There we go. Alright, come on, buddy. There we go. That was a perfect block. Alright. Okay, so we got a lesser restorative. Now, one thing that's really nice about this is when you're near enemies, you get very faint rumbles in your controller, which I like a lot. I'm going to change where my restorative flute is. So that is the, yeah, there we go. Let's change that. Heal up here. Now these guys are a little bit beefier. Actually, with the slower, like, yellow attacks like that, I will say that it's easier to perform a perfect block with weapons, as opposed to trying to Sekiro parry with a shield. So, I will say that. Not gonna. This guy's a little bit beefier. So we're gonna be a little bit more careful there. Okay. More restorative fluids, so that's good. So this is essentially the tutorial area. It's going to take a bit to get through. It's pretty sizable. Lets you rack up some experience and stuff like that in preparation for the tutorial boss, the first boss. Ow. Now, when you're in combat, right now anyway, unless you, later on when you get what they call perks, you can get more healing flasks. Healing fluids, I should say. We'll go into perks later on. Gonna get our first perk from defeating the first boss, so there are 8 total bosses in the game, including an optional one. Or not an, sorry, in addition to an optional one. So lots of little spots, like I said, loot tucked away, lots of spots to explore. It's really amazing. Oh, uh-oh. Stuck there for a minute. It scared me. I haven't been in this tutorial area for quite some time, so trying to remember what's around. Yep, felt vibrations here. Somebody was around. Okay. Somebody else is around too. So down in the lower left there, we will get abilities. Some weapons have weapon abilities, and we'll get some character abilities later on. Okay, so down here there is a boss that will absolutely wreck you right now, down over there. So we're going to avoid him and try and skirt around and grab some loot on the far side over there. We can go up there as well. So we're going to try and skirt around him. Trying to remember if there's any loot over there. I think it's just the loot back here. Okay, so we've successfully skirted around him. Yeah, he will absolutely destroy you right now. Unless you're far better than I am, which that probably is the case in most aspects. Okay, so we get a health regen concoction, which is good. So we can actually put one of those on. Our other slot here. I think on the downward one. Yeah, there we go. That's how I have it set up on the other character. So with the other character, I have set things up kind of a lifesteal build, dual wielding lifesteal build, which was extremely fun to play. Can basically face tank damage and just heal through it, getting smacked in the face by things, most things. So there are two main ways with character progression. The way to level up and whatnot. As you're seeing, as I'm killing enemies, we're gaining experience. Now that is how you level up your stats. There are a fair amount of enemies in this section back here. You can hear them clomping around. Yep, here comes a couple of them. Take them out here, and as you can see, these guys are kind of fast. Oh! Okay. There we go. So leveling up your experience is how you level up your stats, and then the perks and things like that are the other way that you level up your stats. And also, if you look at the tire iron here, you can see the marks below that. There's a Mark 1 and Mark 4. There is a entire system surrounding, a massive system surrounding embedding crystals and things like that into your weapons, which level up the damage output of your character significantly. And there are these things throughout the world called handler echoes. Now, we will meet the handler probably, I'm not sure exactly when, but she is basically your firekeeper. There's lots of little hidden loot along here. She is basically the firekeeper. There is, pretty much a hub area that we will get to after the first boss. And once we find those handler echoes throughout the world, that gives us the ability to unlock the different mark levels of our weapons and allow us to embed more crystals. Come on, buddy. Come here. Travel. Totally did not get the perfect block there. There we go. Okay. So I haven't decided what we're going to do for the build for this series. Could certainly do a sword and board style, which honestly I should have done that in my first playthrough, but the idea of the lifesteal was a very appealing one. To me, anyway. If you're a person that approaches cautiously and stuff like that, combat, that certainly would be a good option, and I can, point out, Ring of Lesser Stamina, okay, point out some good things about that. Okay, so if you want to do a challenge run, the Ring of the Slumber experience is suppressed, so you wouldn't get experience. And we're going to put this on for more stamina. Did we? No, we didn't get. We're going to get another We're going to get another tire iron at some point here, which I will... Okay, we got a saber, another fluid. We'll go up there in a second. We are going to get another tire iron. So we'll kind of do a dual wield with that for a little bit. So going back to what I was saying, so we could either do a sword and board style for this series, or we could, I was thinking of doing kind of like a perfect block and reactionary style play. You get a perfect block and then you do a heavy attack after, and you can get, with some of the perks, you can get massive criticals. I was kind of thinking that would be fun. So we may very well do that. Ooh. Okay, so going back up here, there's some more baddies. I think, yeah, as you can see, that's our starting area, so this leads back up top. Are a couple more baddies up here, I thought? Maybe not. No, so this, if we would have gone straight from the starting area, we would have been at a kind of like a crossroads. We could go down that way, or we can go this way, which there's a pretty nice, there's an NPC and a pretty nice scarf over there. So we're probably going to attempt, let's see how long we've gone here. Yeah, we probably should end here after killing this guy, and we'll probably try and make that little tricky jump in the next, the next episode. Okay, got some more experience. We did level up, so we will... Oops. So you press X on the stat you want to level up. So we'll do damage and health, and another health, and we'll do that. That looks pretty good. Okay. So yeah, I think we will end here, and like I said, we'll go down there, see where that elevator takes us. I forget exactly where. I'm sure I will notice once we take it, and we'll also go up there. There's an NPC up there, and talk to this NPC over here and grab, there's actually a crystal over there, I believe, and a scarf that we're going to grab and put on. So stay tuned for more Bleak Faith. Like I said, this is definitely worth it. Demands your attention. It is a fantastic game. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you play for yourself, because support these devs. They have done an incredible job with this game. So stay tuned for more. Hopefully you're doing well. Stay tuned. More coming at you. Take care.